And we're back with Susan Riese, Manitoba Pork, and item number 2 in our pork tenderloin triple play.
We are now going to move on to our pork medallions with our exquisite wild blueberry pan
Blueberry,
sauce.
that's it. Okay.
Yes.
These are looking terrific.
So we're going to start off again with our nicely trimmed raw pork tenderloin. And again, this just shows the versatility of pork, especially pork tenderloin. You can cut it into medallions, which is what we're going to do now. We've already butterflied it. You can do strips, cubes, roast it as a whole roast. There's so many options.
It's one of my favorite meats to cook, and probably because it is so easy.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in half, essentially, and then slice each section into roughly 3 equal pieces.
Oh.
All right. So 1.
I've never done it that
2,
thick.
3.
I don't know why. And sometimes I've actually cut it on a diagonal.
Well, you can do that too. That's because you're fancy. And then from there, we're going to make our medallion. So essentially, we're going to turn it onto its cut side.
You take the silver skin off first?
I've already trimmed them.
You always do that?
Absolutely do that. And you don't even need a meat mallet. You can just do this essentially with your fingers. Press them down so that they're maybe about 1/2 inch thick. And that includes the ends. The end you might have to play with a little bit.
I've been doing that wrong. I actually honestly just take usually my fist and maybe hit them
Maybe
a little
that's
too
what
hard.
I should be doing. And then all we're going to do is mildly season these. And basically what I mean by that is salt, pepper, and a little bit of fresh thyme. So we'll go with salt and pepper.
I'm just going to flip these over.
And you do both sides as well. Fresh thyme, fresh herbs are always nicer than
the best.
And dry. And then we would season both sides. Now we have some here that have already been cooking, and essentially all you want to do is brown them about 2 minutes aside. And we've done that. Maybe 2 to 3 minutes, depending on thickness. And we're going to move them over to this roasting pan that has a rack in it. Yes. And we're basically going to let them reheat or just stay warm in the oven on about 200 degrees Fahrenheit while we're making our pan sauce.
So it's almost a variation of letting the meat rest, which you should do anyway.
Exactly. All right, we're going to start making our wild blueberry pan sauce now. So we're using the same pan that we browned our medallions in. And we're going to start off by pouring in some nice dry red wine.
Very dry.
Well, what we want to do is actually deglaze the pan. So we want it to be nice and hot so that we can scrape up any of those brown bits that are stuck to the pan below. That's going to give our sauce a little bit of additional flavor.
This is the kind of recipe I know I've seen on a menu in a higher end restaurant, but you can make it in your own home.
Exactly.
It's easy.
And because we're doing medallions, again, the cooking time is about half of what a normal tenderloin would take to cook, and this will make for a really nice weeknight dinner or even an elegant dinner for 2.
So this cleans the pan. Do you wait for this to thicken up a little or just reduce?
What we would do is we would let this boil for about 3 minutes just to reduce some of the liquid. Obviously we're not going to have time for that, so we'll just kind of speed things up a little bit. We're going to add in some sugar and a little bit of lemon rind. And again, we would allow that to boil. And also our blueberries, which are in the fridge.
Oh, they're in the fridge?
Yes.
What am I doing wasting my time stirring these blueberries?
Because we're actually going to show you what the consistency of the sauce should look like. Try the freezer.
Try the freezer.
We want to use frozen blueberries.
I found them in the
Excellent.
freezer.
There we go.
Yeah.
We'll toss those in. They're frozen.
Often when you put things in the freezer,
Yeah, they tend to stick together, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. Now, should I go get the tenderloin out of the oven?
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, we're not going to mess around with all of them. The idea is to boil this down, and then the sauce would thicken up. We would put in some cornstarch, a little bit of water mixed together, thicken up the sauce, let it boil, and just to show again what the consistency should be like, we've made some here, or made some extra, and what we would do is we would
There.
Yeah, actually put the blueberry sauce down and then put the tenderloins on top.
Oh, that's what we would do.
Yes, but you were
Okay.
too quick for me.
Well, we'll fancy that up in a little bit. We'll be on to item number 3 in the tenderloin triple play right after this. Stay tuned.